Welcome to the news at 6 on Adoatv. We are coming to you live from our studios on the John Evans at Mills High Street in Accra. You can also watch us live on Facebook at Adoatv Ghana. I am Benedicta Dodu, and the evening news is brought to you by Asatec Roofing Sheet and Cookware, Blue City Ties and Accessories, and Verna Mineral Water. In tonight's bulletin, Member of Parliament for Bolebamboy have said the hikes in cement prices has affected the individual businesses and has brought more economic hardship. As some political heads are jabbing the vice president over his just added Digitime in Ghana address, a section of Ghanaians have thrown their weight behind him, saying the mentioned initiatives by the vice president, if properly executed, will grow the economy. And the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Akufu Dampari, has today met with the mass media in his quest to strengthen the relationship between the two parties. And in sports, head coach for the senior national team, the Black Stars, has named his squad for both Ghana and Ethiopia and South Africa World Cup qualifiers. We have details of these stories and more in this bulletin. Now, moving on to our first story. The Lord Bishop of the Anglican Diocese of Accra, Right Reverend Dr. Sylvanus Mensah Toto, has inaugurated the Board of Directors for the Anglican Diocese of Accra Rubber Directors for Estate Limited to see to the management and implementation of the rubber plantation and its objectives set up by the diocese. Now, the inaugural ceremony was held today at the Bishop's Court here in Accra.
Adoa Rubber Estates Limited is a business venture by the Anglican Diocese of Accra, which seeks to sustainably retain the church and also to provide some economic revenue to the state. At the inaugural ceremony held at the Bishop's Court here in Accra today, the Lord Bishop of the Anglican Diocese of Accra, Right Reverend Daniel Sylvanus Mensah Toto, shed light on the inception of the rubber estate, and a moment of silence was observed in honor of the late Paul Ni Adoa, whose idea gave birth to Adoa Rubber Estates.
I welcome you to the inauguration of the Adoa Rubber Estates Limited Board. This idea of rubber plantation by the diocese was motored by our late brother and father, Mr. Paul Ankra. He came to me, having sent a document through the registrar to me to study. That's where we started this whole journey at rubber plantation. What was very, very small to us, today, here we are with a board. So before we proceed, I'd like you to stand and commit his soul into the hands of God. May he rest in peace. It's very unfortunate that when we have got this stage, he has been called to rest. And God knows best. He knows why at this time when things would happen, then he has taken him out of our midst. By all things, that St. Paul says we should give thanks to God in all things. And when he died, then some of the things started unfolding. So I said to myself, is that Isaiah episode coming into our life? So when King Uzziah died, then I saw the Lord. Thank God for the gift of today, where we, as I said, since 2017, we started this project, putting our heads together. It went to Synod 2018, and Synod gave the nod and charged the bishop to make sure that he puts it into fruition. And we have not slept over it. We've gone through a whole lot, and today here we are to inaugurate the board. On that note, I'll ask all to stand as we formally inaugurate the board. Daniel Silvanus Mensah Toto by Divine Bishop of Accra, do hereby inaugurate the Adoa Rubber Estate Limited, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Members of the board took oaths of allegiance and secrecy after the chairman had taken his oath.
In the name of the Almighty, solemnly affirm that I will at all times
well and truly serve
the Anglican Diocese of Accra
the Anglican Diocese of Accra
in the office of a chairman
in the office of a chairman
of the Adoa Rubber Estate Limited,
of the Adoa Rubber Estates Limited,
that I will uphold,
preserve,
protect, and defend the Adoa Rubber Estate Limited
and defend the Adoa Rubber Estates Limited
as by law established.
So
help me God.
So help me God.
Please, you can sit. I will uphold, preserve, protect, and defend the Adoa Rubber Estate Limited as by law established. So help me God.
The board chairman, Mr. Kwesi Kobu, who spoke to Adoatv, shed light on the rubber estate, giving insight on prospects the venture may provide.
First, let me, with some bit of sadness, recognize the role Uncle Paul Ankara, who fortunately demised beginning of the year, the role he played, but he spearheaded this whole thing. It takes time to develop projects of such magnitude, So like rightly said, Synod approved 2018, 2019 started working, of course, COVID, we were caught with the COVID pandemic in 2020, and of course everything came to a standstill. We are sort of out of COVID, not out fully, but we are still feeling the impacts of COVID. And with COVID, it means that everything shut down, offices are not working, so things slow down considerably. It's had an impact in every facet of our lives. But today, we've reached a stage where now we've put in, the structures are being put in place. So now there's a functional board, there's a functional management. That is critical. You can't go to the markets to borrow when you don't have these systems in place. So what we have to do, and the role as a chair of the board, is to help develop these systems so we can manage to now finance our funding sources so that we can have funding to be able to start planting. That is the critical thing. And that's what we want to do. And so we're grateful to God that, yes, it's taking a while, but some of it is exogenous factors. But the point is that today, we are here today, we're ready. We have some of our board members, and we are doing this out of the love of our church and also for the wider good of the community and also in doing God's work, and that's why we've all agreed to serve on the board to make sure this project is a reality. The rubber sector has evolved over the years, and rubber is becoming a major export item from this country. Fortunately, over the last few years, we've seen a new entrants come in terms of processing, and we're hoping that more will come in. We're also seeing increase in production by individuals, not necessarily agriculturists, who are acquiring lands and growing rubber. So it's an export commodity, which means that generates foreign exchange coming here. That those who are producing also have their purchases indexed to foreign exchange, which means that they don't suffer any foreign exchange. So it makes economic sense, it makes financial sense to grow rubber. So it's an area that we believe that it's a safe area for the church, and it will then generate the necessary revenue that the church requires to carry out its mandate. So fortunately, there's also the regulatory environment. Also, there's a new tree crop development authority which is supposed to regulate a number of tree crops, including rubber, which means that also some of the key risks associated with rubber is being mitigated through the TCDA. So I think this is fortuitous that the church is going in at this time. So we are leveraging on the rubber environment now to also meet our objectives, but also generate funding to also impact on what we do.
Now, the Member of Parliament for Bolibamboy, Yusuf Sulemana, has lamented that the expeditious increment of cement prices has become worrying due to its negative impact on both individuals and businesses in the country. Now, the legislature made this lamentation while delivering a statement on the floor of Parliament on the recent rapid increments of cement. Now, according to him, one of the contributing factors with regards to the increment of cement prices is marine taxes, import duties, among others.
In present technology, cement is the most popular and universally accepted binder material in construction. The reason for this is found in the following characteristics of cement. 1, it gains sufficient strength very quickly relative to other materials. 2, it is able to withstand compressive stress. 3, it is easy to mix and compatible with local materials. 4, it is easy to transport. And finally, it makes construction quicker and cheaper. As a result, Mr. Speaker, it is extremely rare to come across any form of construction without some amount of cement used in the process. It is therefore not surprising that cost of cement forms a very important component of construction. Indeed, my research reveals that, as a rule of thumb, cement constitutes about 16% of total construction costs. What this means is that changes in cement prices impact construction and people directly. Mr. Speaker, the impact of extreme cement price increases on the construction industry, the state and individuals is unbearable and profound. Specifically, for contractors with ongoing projects, this immediately affects project costs. For instance, in 2019, the President cast off for the construction of the military housing project at a cost of $100 million. At that time, cement was selling at a cost of about 32 Ghana cedi per bag. Today, at over 50 Ghana cedi per bag, the cost of this project will automatically go up by an extra $100 million in the list. By the myriad of taxes, import duties on raw materials, VAT as adjusted through the 1% COVID-19 health levy, as well as the many taxes on fuel prices, including the recent energy sector recovery levy of 20% per litre, and the sanitation and pollution levy of 10% per litre. Mr. Speaker, the cumulative effect of these factors is responsible for the phenomenal hike in the prices as noted.
Still on the price escalation of cement, the Deputy Majority Leader, Alexander Afenyo-Markin, while contributing to the statement made by the Bolibamboy MP, refuted the claims made by his colleague who alleged that the increase of cement prices is as a result of government taxes. Now, the Ifutu legislator explained that the high prices of cement is not due to government taxes, but rather increments in international prices of materials used in the production of cement. He also expressed his disappointment in the maker of the statement for rather failing to do a price comparison between 2012 and 2016.
Mr. Speaker, the impression that this statement also created was to the effect that taxes have contributed to the price escalation. That, I beg to contend, is not wholly correct. That, I humbly contend, is not wholly correct. Mr. Speaker, you know, yesterday I passed a comment that my colleagues are intolerant, and they are still demonstrating. Mr. Speaker, first, international price for clinker has increased globally by 27%. And I want to draw the attention of the maker of the statement that is the first point, and you agree, 27% globally. You also agree that freight charges have skyrocketed. If somebody was paying 2,000 for a container today, the person is paying over 12,000. This is not, Mr. Speaker, the freight charges, no, freight, we are not talking about Ghana charges. We are talking about the freight charges. When you import, the charges, they charge you CIF rate or CFR. I'm saying that those are charges that the importer pays from the source. And I'm saying that this is an external factor which has nothing to do with Ghana. Yes. Mr. Speaker, enjoy the fact. I am saying that freight charges have gone up globally. Freight charges on prices that are paid by importers. These charges have nothing to do with the Ghanaian economy or government decision. Mr. Speaker, we know that for the past 6 months or so, we've had containers becoming scarce. So you are importing from China, you are importing from India, you are importing from Europe, and you are not getting containers to ferry your products, your goods. Meanwhile, I know businessmen and women who are paying extra charges. If you want express, you have to pay more. This has nothing to do with the Ghanaian economy and government of Ghana decision.
In Parliament have condemned the actions of the Right Honourable Speaker of Parliament for not releasing the Member of Parliament for Medina, Mr. Francis Xavier Sosu, to the Ghana Police Service to assist with investigations. In a press statement released by the Majority Caucus, they noted that the Speaker of Parliament appears to be instituting new rules that seem to undermine rule of law without any prior discussion with the leadership of the House.
On Tuesday, November 2nd, 2021, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, delivered a public lecture on Ghana's digital economy and how government has used digitization to achieve many milestones, including addressing social and economic issues in the country. The lecture, which happened at Ashesi University, was centered on the topic Using Digitalization to Transform an Economy, the Ghana Story. Dr. Bawumia, who spearheaded the government's digitalization drive, explained the government's vision and measures undertaken so far to realize the digitalization agenda. In his speech, he made known how babies could be robbed onto the National ID scheme.
Apologize for that wrong footage. Now, on Tuesday, November 2nd, 2021, the Vice President of Ghana, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, delivered a speech at the Ashesi University of Ghana on Ghana going digital. Now, just as expected, the lecture has received both reactions, that is cold and warm, from politically inclined people, and other news has that of a section of the public.
On Tuesday, November 2nd, 2021, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, delivered a public lecture on Ghana's digital economy and how government has used digitization to achieve many milestones, including addressing social and economic issues in the country. The lecture, which happened at Ashesi University, was centered on the topic Using Digitalization to Transform an Economy, the Ghana Story. Dr. Baumia, who spearheaded the government's digitalization drive, explained the government's vision and measures undertaken so far to realize the digitalization agenda. In his speech, he made known how babies could be robbed onto the National ID scheme, the Ghana card becoming an electronic passport by next year, introduction of digital currency (ECD) in the country. At the back of his address, Adoa News interacted with some Ghanaians to elicit their take on the issue, and this were their thoughts.
Digitalization score fuels 0.75% growth in GDP per capita. It is therefore clear that going forward, countries that fail to digitalize their economies are likely to be uncompetitive in the emerging global digital.
An international and faith-based non-governmental organization, LifeNet International, amid transforming African health facilities to provide quality, sustainable health care and save lives, has launched its works and operations in Ghana. Now, special guest of honor, Her Excellency Mrs. Rebecca Akuffo-Addo, launched the event, which took place at the Kempinski Gold Coast Hotel in Accra.
An international and faith-based non-governmental organization, LifeNet International, transforms Africa health facilities to provide quality, sustainable health care and saves lives, guided by the belief that every individual deserves an equal opportunity to live a healthy and whole life. LifeNet provides the quality of health systems from the ground up, also dedicated in strengthening health systems by leveraging on existing resources to maximize return on investment and promote local sustainability through the framework of a partnership with the faith-based health centers. LifeNet innovate and implement strategic responses to everyday health challenges facing the poor. LifeNet International has launched its works and operations in Ghana. The First Lady of the Republic of Ghana, Her Excellency Mrs. Rebecca Kufuor, in her keynote address said, LifeNet has entered into a country that is a gateway to Africa.
It is a pleasure for me to welcome you all here today, and particularly to welcome LifeNet International to Ghana. You are entering a country that is the gateway to Africa, a country that is ready for innovation and progress. Ghana has had a long history of church involvement in healthcare. According to history, Western medicine was first introduced into the Gold Coast by Christian missionaries and missionary societies in the 19th century. Clearly, the church is a significant partner to the government in healthcare delivery in Ghana. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we all know that health services provision, whether church-based or government-owned, is faced with many challenges, including financial, administrative, service delivery, and patient care. To have a more efficient and effective health delivery system, we need to address all obstacles to quality health care, and we need to do it now. It is my pleasure to declare LifeNet International duly launched in Ghana. God bless you.
Why LifeNet Ghana President and the Chief Executive Officer of LifeNet International, Dave Evans, spoke to the media.
As soon as we received word of that new funding, we were thrilled that we were able to come into Ghana much sooner than planned. But Ghana Fresh is very strategic for regional reasons. It's a leader not only in West Africa, but all of Africa. And certainly in the healthcare industry here in Ghana, also striving to be excellent in everything that the country does in providing healthcare to its citizens. So for all of those reasons, we felt like Ghana was the right decision at the right time, this moment, such a time for this. So we're thrilled to be here. We're thrilled that we came earlier than planned, and we're thrilled to have a donor backing us, the Kingdom Giving Fund, to help us ramp up very quickly. So those are the reasons why we came into Ghana. Yeah. We are looking at that. It is part of our strategic plan to pilot work with government facilities to see if it fits with our model. So you know, once you move to that level, there's a lot more facilities out there. We wanted, as I said before, we were founded on this notion of largely faith-based facilities are sometimes don't get the level of support that public facilities get just because they're maybe in rural areas or are harder to reach. So our early focus has been that. But I think the First Lady's recommendation is a good one, and we will consider it in the future. But for the near future, we will be focused on faith-based facilities. There are hundreds of them here in Ghana, and we believe that that's our key expertise. And it's important, we believe, to stay focused and to achieve good results with that group first, and then look at other partnerships in the future as a possibility.
LifeNet's vision is to see every person in sub-Saharan Africa have the opportunity to live a healthy and whole life. By 2023, LifeNet plans is to work in 1,000 health centers across 10 African countries, transforming health and more than 10,000 patients. Nanya Collison for Adoa News.
Away from that, the Ghana Police Service has served notice that as part of its efforts to ensure recalcitrant personnel from the service are identified and punished accordingly. The service will ensure all personnel have name tags on their uniforms. This was made known by the Director General of Public Affairs for the service, ACP Kwesi Ofori, after a closed-door meeting between the Inspector General of Police, Dr. Akufu Dampari, and the media, which was represented by the GJA and some seasoned journalists. Now, the meeting called by the Inspector General of Police is geared towards strengthening the relationship between the service and the media.
It is the view of the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Akufu Dampari, and members of his administration that we have that symbiotic relationship with the media. And we need to listen to the media the way they want their police. It was a session that most of the hours spent was given to the media, to air out what they think and what they want the police to be, our challenges and shortfalls. And that was thoroughly discussed in furtherance of a better police service, a better relationship, and a good working mechanism to enable us help you in terms of giving you crime stories, crime patterns, among others, and you also helping us as part of your civic responsibility to tell the police story out there, for the public to know what is happening. On the name tag, machines are being sent out for every police officer to have his name on the uniform, his or her uniform. And IG Men Business, at the police headquarters here, we have that machine, and they have been properly engraved here. And therefore, sooner or later, you might see a lot of police officers with their tags. The police will be more friendlier, the police will be more accommodating, and will open our doors to you in terms of public coverage and what you need to know. The PAD is here to coordinate all such operations. We are not doing anything to stifle information, but what we want is a coordinated information system, and that we need to put our stories right and timely. And you might have noticed that there's been a paradigm shift in terms of provision of information, and we are using the Facebook and other platforms, to get you informed. So we will support you and make sure that we get things right.
A journalist and 2 other men have been arrested by the Takoradi Divisional Command to assist in investigation into an alleged kidnapping of a woman at Mpoho in the Western region.
The journalist Parkwesi Simpson, who works at an FM station based in Takoradi, has been granted bail. One of the men, Stephen Kumi, 33-year-old, alleged the kidnapping of his girlfriend. According to the police, Stephen claims his girlfriend, Stephanie Kumiwa, aged 26, has been kidnapped, after which police did a follow-up to the Mpoho Police District Command. However, the checks showed no filing reports of a kidnapping due to the publication of the alleged kidnapping by Kumi and Parkwesi. The two have been arrested to assist in investigation. Kumi allegedly told the police that he met the victim on Facebook and they started dating. On October 17, 2021, Stephanie called to inform him that she was visiting him but did not show up. However, on October 19, 2021, he received a call from a friend of Stephanie that someone called with Stephanie's phone that she has been kidnapped, and the alleged kidnappers demanded ransom of 2,000 Ghana cedis. Police said they escorted Kumi to Mpoho, but all efforts to locate the residents, family relations of Stephanie and her friend for confirmation of the alleged incidents proved futile. The Western Regional Police has also reminded the media to cross-check all information for confirmation before publishing.
You're watching the evening news on Adoatv. We'll be back shortly with more news.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with RwandAir today. RwandAir, the safest airline in Africa.
RwandAir, fly the dream of Africa.
CB makeup now. I'm correct. What's your best mankasa? That's it. You want oh, middle. You captures back on CB makeup sauce. You see, CB makeup capsules and make a year.
Yeah, you see men and women's capsules now. You name the data. And one year packaging I the pepper.
Wow! What a packaging! CB men, any CB women capsules, no packaging is out. And you also no mood any biansan wako do pegi.
Share a painful any about town man kwada no for. Any kwada go di fie do ye. And come home.
Susanna. Ghana man man tamase.
Dodo Afre 0247 111671 and 0246 578 750. FDA Adjedin Katoyat.
Blue City is a manufacturer and supplier of high-quality fashion accessories. We design and make quality bow ties, flying ties, lapel pins, ladies' brooches, fabric necklaces, African wares, and so much more for your weddings, schools, institutions, bands, choir, singing groups, individuals, and so many more. We use both African prints and foreign fabrics to make your beautiful accessories for you. Oh yeah! Contact us via call or WhatsApp or SMS on 0240 926 564. Locate us at Odoko Official Town opposite Emils Preparatory School. Check us out on social media, Facebook and Instagram at Blue City Fashion. Blue City, creativity and style.
Welcome back and on to the business segment on the evening news. The Chief Executive Officer of Glover Limited, Yayurato Glover, has affirmed the opportunities that the African Continental Trade Agreement gives to the African continent. Now, speaking to my colleague Na Anyama Collison, Mr. Glover said we have room to operate within our own continent.
The African Trade Agreement, I think, has come at the opportune time. And this is a time for Africa to surge forward by looking within. I have been doing business with Rwanda for the past 7 years. It was all very positive. And, the state in Rwanda was really in support of private business. For them, PPP is a religion. Public-private partnership is a religion where they really promote and protect local entrepreneurs and businesses. I have actually also heard of this intra-African trade and the agreements, and the advantage that we're taking of this thing is that we have now got room to operate because it's becoming a continental thing. It means that we can actually start trading with our neighbors here without any constraints. I actually take African improved foods products from Rwanda which I'm going to really sell in all West Africa. You know, they have given me the chance to represent them in West Africa. And this is just because we're now trying to open barriers as far as trade is concerned. So it is a good time for me to seize that opportunity to expand economically, socially, and politically.
We have more business news on our website. We'll be right back.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with RwandAir today. RwandAir, the safest airline in Africa.
RwandAir, fly the dream of Africa.
Blue City is a manufacturer and supplier of high-quality fashion accessories. We design and make quality bow ties, flying ties, lapel pins, ladies' brooches, fabric necklaces, African wares, and so much more for your weddings, schools, institutions, bands, choir, singing groups, individuals, and so many more. We use both African prints and foreign fabrics to make your beautiful accessories for you. Oh yeah! Contact us via call or WhatsApp or SMS on 0240-926-564. Locate us at Odoko Official Town opposite Emils Preparatory School. Check us out on social media, Facebook and Instagram at Blue City Fashion. Blue City, creativity and style.
Moving on to some sports updates now. The First Lady, Mrs. Rebecca Akufo-Addo, has launched the maiden edition of the First Ladies Cup in Accra. The initiative from the Ghana League Clubs Association, GALCA, will be an annual tournament to honor the spouse of the sitting president. Now, the event was attended by high-profile personalities, including Second Lady Mrs. Samira Baumia, Chief of Staff Mrs. Akosia Frema Osei Opari, Minister for Youth and Sports, Honorable Mustafa Yusuf, and the President of the Ghana Football Association, Kurt Kweku.
We are gathered here to launch the First Ladies Cup. This cup competition is the women's version of the President's Cup. It ushers in a new era for women's football in Ghana. It also recognizes the importance of shining the spotlight on women's football and giving it the necessary push. After all, our women have given us enough to believe that, given the needed support, they can bring glory to Ghana. It is therefore an honor and a privilege for me to address you all at the launch of the Maiden First Ladies Cup to be played in Accra on 10th December 2021. Permit me to make reference to the first ever CAF Women's Football Strategy, which aims to shape the future of the women's game with the slogan, "It's time, it's now." I believe it is time for us in Ghana to actively develop and promote women's football, and there is no better time than now. A few weeks ago, I received Hasaka's ladies, the Wafu B champions, in this office. At that brief ceremony, I made a pledge to offer my full support to women's football. But if we must develop women's football, we must start with building a solid foundation. I am excited that the Ghana Football Association, GALCA, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, and the Ministry of Education are pursuing a school program to develop the girl child's football talent in line with FIFA's Boots for Books project. This will also need the support of all of us, especially corporate Ghana. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am also aware of the efforts being made by GALCA to make football administration more inclusive for women. Now, there's a woman on the GALCA Executive Council, which must be commended. However, we need to do better. I wish that in the near future, we would have 2 vice chairpersons of GALCA, with 1 position reserved for a woman. I also understand GALCA, in collaboration with the University of Professional Studies and Accountancy, intends to run a professional leadership course in football administration for members during the next semester. Please ensure you reserve a quota for women in football administration.
Black Stars coach Milovan Rajevac has named Felix Afena-Gyan in his 28-man squad for this month's World Cup Qatar 2022 Group G qualifiers against Ethiopia and South Africa. Milovan has also invited striker Richard Boachi Yadom for the 2 matches. Ghana will take on Ethiopia on Thursday, November 11, before facing South Africa on Sunday, November 14, 2021 at the Cape Coast Stadium. The Black Stars are second in Group G with 9 points, 1 point behind leaders South Africa.
Thank you very much. You're all welcome. We have a 28-man squad here that coach gave us. The goalkeepers we have Joseph Wolaford, Swindon Town, Lawrence Atizili, St. Gallen, and I have Nuruddin, Rupin Richard Atta. The defenders are Andy Yadom, Reading FC, Philemon Barford, Rich FC, Baba Abdurrahman, Reading, Gideon Mensah, Odo, Daniel Amate, Leicester City, Alexander Giko, Strasbourg, Joseph Edu, South Amigo, Jonathan Mensah, Columbus Crew, Ishmael Ganim, Asante, Protocol. The midfielders are Baba Idrisu Mayoka, Thomas Pate, Arsenal, Mubarak Wakasu, Senjen FC of China, Edmond Ado, Sharif Tiraspo, Mohamed Kudus, Ajax Amsterdam, and Daniel Kofi Shre, FC Saints. Wingers are Andrea Ayew Assad, Jordan Ayew Crystal Palace, Abdul Fattah Shahaku Green Chelsea, Kamal bin Suleiman Saad Rene, Samuel Owusu, Fire. Strikers are Richmond Wachiano, Beta Jerusalem, Benjamin Tete, Yeni Malat Yaspor, Felix Afenejan, A.S. Roma, and Khalid Ekuba.
That does it for sports. We'll be right back with entertainment.
Water. But when I get your map, and that's all I'm about to order.
Malaria and tea. But you are yet to bono.
What you have to keep it.
Malaria, therefore, yaw. Enti awo. I shouldn't customers. One who say, Mammy, I smart. I perceive Malakio. I'm money buyer or the eco school. Share. Say a Janisi berry market any malaria and tea. I want to mean. And now Emma will be around to walk. So we have malaria test. Maybe more. And try better one. And the CB Malakio. You didn't know Hama. And now kick out from a son so I CB Malakio. And no way so dear. And I don't grow. I yet that shit.
A drawing your ma appeal for. About a woman for. Any coda won't feed you.
Susiana. Wow, how would you win?
FD Ashusha Sa a Jedi and Kratoimu Aja to Muse Ege.
Blue City is a manufacturer and supply of high-quality fashion accessories. We design and make quality bow ties, flying ties, lapel pins, ladies' brooches, fabric necklaces, African wares, and so much more for your weddings, schools, institutions, bands, choir, singing groups, individuals, and so many more. We use both African prints and foreign fabrics to make your beautiful accessories for you. Oh yeah! Contact us via call or WhatsApp or SMS on 0240 926 564. Locate us at Odoko Official Town opposite Emils Preparatory School. Check us out on social media, Facebook and Instagram at Blue City Fashion. Blue City, creativity and style.
Thanks for staying with us, and on to entertainment now. Comedian and Kumawood actor Kojo Nkansa Lewin has openly declared his future aspirations to contest presidency some years to come. He made it clear that he would not want to join NPP or NDC when the time is up, but would rather contest as an independent candidate.
In an interview on an Accra-based radio station, the celebrated Kumawood actor gave further information regarding his aspiration to contest for the presidential seat, stating that, "When I was an actor, I didn't know I could become a musician. Now I have more hit songs which Kenyans use to entertain themselves, and I'm now a footballer too, playing for New Edubiase FC. God gave me so many talents, and as time goes on, Ghanaians will understand me. I have the ambition to become the president of Ghana, which I know even my family will not agree or understand me, but all those who doubt me should pray for long life to witness me swearing in as president of Ghana," Lewin boldly claimed. He further said, "I will not contest in the ticket of NPP or NDC, but will contest as an independent candidate. Ghanaians will know God works in mysterious ways because it will be difficult for an independent candidate to win remain as president while NDC and MPP are there, but I will shock the world. He again explained, when I get to 50 and 60 years, I will contest the election as an independent candidate. I will lose my first contest, but the second contest I will win. God had revealed it to me already, and no man can turn it down.
Oh, I come in no.
Well, that does it for tonight on the news at 6. A recap of our top stories. Member of Parliament for Bulibamboy has said the hikes in cement prices has affected the individual businesses and has brought more economic hardship. As some political heads are jabbing the vice president over his just added DigiTime in Ghana address, a section of Ghanaians have thrown their weight behind him, saying the mentioned initiatives by the vice president, if properly executed, will grow the economy. And the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Akufu-Dampare, has today met with the mass media in his quest to strengthen the relationship between the two parties. And in sports, head coach for the national senior team, the Black Stars, has named his squad for both Ghana and Ethiopia and South Africa World Cup qualifiers. For more news, log on to our website www.adanewsonline.com. I am Benedicta Dodo. Thanks to Asatec Roofing Sheet and Cookware, Blue City Ties and Accessories, and Verna Mineral Water. Thanks for staying with us. Enjoy the rest of our programs.